Hello and welcome to another episode of DeFive, where we break down decentralized finance concepts in 5 minutes or less. My name is DeFi Dawson, and today we're talking about smart contracts. What is a smart contract? A smart contract is the core piece of functionality you need to learn about in order to safely interact with the world of DeFi. In the world of decentralized finance, a smart contract is a piece of code that lives out on a blockchain that runs given certain inputs, like, for instance, time of day, or weather, or how many people have deposited how much. And the purpose of a smart contract is to give you decentralized trust in something. The reason that's so vague when I say something is because a smart contract is actually a program that a programmer can go make. And there's thousands of different ones out there deployed, and there's new ones every day. So to get real specific, because of course you could create anything, that's not very useful to think about as someone new to the space. Instead, it's useful if we learn real examples. What can smart contracts be used for right now today? So to describe this in the world of Ethereum, I'm first going to contrast it with the US government system, the way that US banking works. So last year, the Wells Fargo CEO got paid $36 million. And where does that salary come from? Banking is one of the biggest industries in the United States. Most major cities have biggest skyscrapers as bank buildings. I think that's a travesty. And why? Because that money comes from consumers. It comes from you and me. And where does it come from? It comes in fees, transfer fees, low balance fees, international wire fees. But not only fees, it also comes from interest accrual of those investments. When you deposit money to a bank, they go use that money for investments. And they're getting a much better rate than you get back. So right now in my US checking account, one of the highest interest rates anywhere in the US, I get 0.6% on my money. That's not very good. And why is it only 0.6? Well, it's because the US government has the interest rates at 0% right now. But the world of DeFi is separate from this. It's entirely independent from the US government. It's entirely independent from the US interest rates. So why would we put our money in a system where the interest rates are limited or leached out along the way to pay for a CEO's salary when it could be a direct, trusted pipeline from your data, of your money in, growing, and out in a transparent way that you can go read. You can go read these smart contracts. They're public on GitHub. That's a very new innovation and a completely new way to handle your money. And that's why I'm so excited about DeFi. And that's why this channel has so much promise. I have a list of 25 episodes to make, and yet every single week there's a whole new topic and protocol to cover. So there's no shortage of growth for what we can discuss here. So smash like and subscribe because it's going to keep coming. And with that said, I do want to anchor one last point in this. So we've just contrasted the US banking system. What would a DeFi equivalent be? Well, there's so many different types of DeFi protocols that I can't pick just one to say this is the crypto version of US banking. That sentence itself doesn't quite make sense. But one piece of software out there I do want to describe as compound.finance. So compound.finance is a place where you can lend and borrow your crypto. You can deposit it, it will grow, and by doing that, you're called a liquidity provider. So as an LP, you're gaining money on your money. Versus in the world of traditional banking, you'll get fees on your money, or you'll get 0.6% on your money. You get much better rates through DeFi. And when your money is there being lent out, you can also borrow. There's a lot to be learned there. How do you lend and borrow safely? Because your loan can get liquidated. There's every DeFi protocol has things to learn, and that's why we need this knowledge. Getting armed with knowledge is how you safely navigate the world of DeFi. So stay tuned for future episodes. The very next one we'll be discussing Uniswap, which is a protocol for changing and swapping between tokens completely trustlessly with no intermediary. Imagine that with stocks. Cheers.